Thank you for that.
Pero sa 2025 po, just to report, 162 million with 11,769 approved slots are segregated for 4th, 5th, and 6th class municipalities in accordance po with the law.
Could you kindly give us that report of the reform that was instituted in 2024? Nag-stand alone na ba siya or na-incorporate sa STEP?
May special provision po sa 2024, hindi, kaya ho siya standalone and easier to monitor. Tapos na-include ho siya sa 2025, so part of our STEP program po, we isolated 126 million or so in compliance with the proposal. Pero hindi ho siya special provision.
Pwede mo better for you. Ano ang mas maayos?
Special provision po mas maayos.
Pag may special provision, yun yung nakasaad sa 2024, gusto lang nyo sa 2026, ganun na rin. Pag may special provision, can you read it para maliwanag po? Kasi this is the Barangay Livelihood and Skills Act of 2008, RA 9509.
Yes po. So in the 2024 GAA of TESDA, that there is at least 100 million pesos that shall be used for the implementation of community-based livelihood programs in 4th, 5th, and 6th class municipality consistent with Republic Act number 9509.
My question is, should we limit it to 4th, 5th, and 6th when there are also needy and poor people in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd? Because my law states 4th, 5th, and 6th. So would it be violative of the law if the special provision will state that it's in compliance with 9509, but also including vulnerable populations in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in addition? Kasi ang 3rd, mahirap pa rin yun eh. At saka maski sa 1st class, mga, may mahihirap eh.
There is a special provision, sir, ma'am, that is being proposed specific to targeting sectors rather than municipalities. So that can also be done. So a conjunction between the two certainly is available, but my ano lang is if you stipulate 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, di lahat na ng municipalities ay bibigyan natin ng priority, di ba? So there might be a mix that you would like in terms of a special provision that specializes in geographic location versus a special provision that might be additive and overlap that has to do with sectoral targeting.
Thank you for that. I would agree with what you said that the special provision pertaining to the law is mentioned. However, you can add, this is with the permission of the chair, and vulnerable or certain sectors in other classes which who are in need or something like that, right? It covers all. Yeah, maybe farmers and fisher folks. Oh, yeah. Indigenous peoples, right? Oo.
Yes po.
Yes. Ako payag yung chair. Sige. Okay. So, from TESDA, pag beneficiaryo ng TechVoc training, na-train. Paano nyo minamatch sa perso officer ng LGU na yon ng province para magkatrabaho siya o magkaroon siya ng self-employment?
Meron po kaming mga tinatawag na CTECs that are parallel with the PESO offices. Some of them actually are also the PESO officers. No? So nagkaroon ho ng function with regards to making sure that the training is coordinated, in fact, with the job requirements and openings on the ground from the PESO office side. So may parallel organization po, kung meron pong PESO Congress, meron din pong CTEC Congress. The difference, of course, is the PESO has a law, but the CTECs do not.
CTECs,
Community Training and Education Coordinators.
There's a CTEC coordinator of TESDA?
Yes po.
Wait, the CTEC coordinator of TESDA is not mandated by law.
No.
These are TESDA employees or LGU appointed people coordinators?
LGU appointed po.
Duplicate yung kanilang position siguro. It could be the program officer of something.
Usually it's the PESO officer.
PESO na rin.
Usually.
Si PESO sulit eh. Si PESO lahat na siya eh. Oo. Correct. Siya na rin yung CTEC coordinator. Generally. In short, TechVoc coordinator. Mahirap ang daming mang salita. Sige, yung TechVoc coordinator, siya si Teso. So, pag isa yung tao, alam na niya yon. So, meron ba tayong inventaryo ng kada TechVoc na eskwelahan sa kada LGU at lahat ng kanilang mga nag-aaral at graduates at syempre alam ni Teso lahat ng employers na naghahanap ng trabaho, ibabangga niya yon. Meron tayo nun.
The coordination is happening physically, but we are working on a digital coordination now so that the database and the registry of TESDA can speak to the database of the PESO offices. So that should be done by first part of next year, no? First quarter of next year. We're facilitating the API po para it's easier to and fast.
So, in short, I can ask the TESDA province, yan, tanungin ko, Santique, akin na yung listahan ng lahat ng TechVoc schools mo, lahat ng graduates nila, binigay mo ba kay PESO province, binigay mo ba kay PESO LGU sa 18 municipalities, ilan na ang na-match nyo? Yung nag-graduate nito, nabigyan ba ng trabaho sa pribadong sektor, or graduate siya nito, match yan sa Dole Kabuhayan, nasa menu yan, nabigyan mo ba? Dapat ganun, di ba? Oo. So, that's very important. Aside from job matching, this is really TechVoc training matching with available jobs and Dole Kabuhayan. And let us not limit it to Dole Kabuhayan. We can share that information of TechVoc training graduates with, I will name one, DOST CEST, Community Empowerment for Science and Technology. We can also link them with DSWD Sustainable Livelihood Program. We can link them with DTI Shared Services Facilities if they belong to an association or a cooperative. And other agencies, in DNR, there's a, kahapon, di ba tayo? Biodiversity micro-enterprises, meron din sila. So, matutuklasan nyo, lahat ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno, may mga component para sa kabuhayan. Hindi lang yung ating dilit sa Dole. So, TESDA should not limit just because you're part of the Dole family. You can actually give your lists. And let's have maybe a meeting here of all agencies, whether DA, DAR, DOST, DSWD, DTI, and others that have the trabaho component, either jobs or self-employment or entrepreneurship, so that the TESDA graduates will have a database of the programs if they need puhunan, if they need equipment and tools, or need to be led to an employer, however small, in their certain community, right? So I would like to have you and the Dole family with the MSME components of the other agencies of government, right?
Yes, ma'am. The alignment and convergence with DSWD, DA, and DTI is ongoing, just as it is with Dole. I must confess we have not considered DOST for a livelihood component, no?
At saka yung meron silang step up. Sa inyo ba yung step up o sa kanila? May similar term eh. Anong tawag doon? Step. Step up. O yun. In confusing yung, ang government kasi minsan we really love to confuse eh. So, parang yung kahapon yung ano ko. Ito, set up. Set up. Okay, may set up. Marami. So, gagawin ko sa staff ko, suriin natin lahat ng job creation or MSME component, tapos magandang mag-meeting ng ganito. In fact, papasuri ko lahat. Sisilipin natin yung budget ng lahat at titignan natin kung malaki, maliit, kung kulang, ganun. Oo.
Sige, that would be very, very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question, if I'm allowed, although I have a 2 p.m. also, the ICT. Yung farm school, kasi in a previous hearing, ang laki-laki ng pondo ng farm schools, which I support, it's a law, but it's lodged in TESDA. How is that? There are TESDA accredited farm schools all over, but how do the scholars go to the farms? I asked this in a hearing before. Sinample ko yung K-pop sa Quezon, yung nasa Lucena, pero ang layo-layo nung farm sa Quezon, 2-3 oras, paano siya araw-araw, farmer siya, mag-aaral sa farm school kung scholar siya, ubus na yung kanyang pamasahe. Paano yung farm school law being funded under TESDA sa inyo linalagay hundreds of millions all these years? How is it implemented? And who are the scholars, beneficiaries? Yes, how is it done?
The farm school is actually done in conjunction with ATI, with DA, with the Department of Agriculture po. And this year, hinati po yung funding, no, in the previous years from 2020 to 2024, I think it was around 700 million of RCEP money specifically.
Ano?
Mga 700 million po ang binigay. We had a disbursement rate of around 96%. We enrolled 59,000 in 2024, no? And then 58,000 graduated from the 59,000.
Si 700 million from the RCEF funds given to TESDA.
Yes po.
TESDA sa'yo.
Yes po.
Tapos,
The schools, ma'am, have to be registered by ATI. So the
Yes.
Department of Agriculture is the one holding the registry,
okay.
right? And then we conduct the training for the registered or accredited farm schools.
Ano, galit na naman sa akin to. Inintay mo ako. Dito? Ay, may meeting ako. Teka, inaantay daw niya ako. Oh,
So that for 705, for 2025, I think around 250 to 300 was given to TESDA. The remaining 250 or 300, 250 or so was lodged still with DA. So naghati po for 2025 in terms of
how will
implementation.
DA implement the farm schools program?
Kasi meron din po silang training from ATI na binibigay.
So these are lahat libre, scholarships.
Opo. As far as I know, at least on our side.
So 700 million worth of scholarships in all farm schools nationwide were utilized?
Up to 96%.
Wow, so that's big.
In 2023, it's 98%. In 2022, it was 97% disbursed po.
Disbursed. Can you give us a report on that?
Yes,
And what were the farm schools beneficiaries and how much per farm school and how many students? And pag farm school, farmers yan o gusto maging farmer. Paano yun? Iniiwan niya yung farms niya tapos nag-aaral siya?
Yes po.
Paano yun? Oo, di kung kahit isang tuka at saka syempre pag
Mahirap
farmers,
po. Yeah.
oo, paano yun? Kaya gusto kong maintindihan yun.
Sige po, we'll give you the report of the number of farm schools, where they're located, on average, if you wish,
Yes.
how much they receive and how many beneficiaries per school. The length of time and the selection of the beneficiaries, ma'am, we'll send you the report.
Sinong namimili ng farm school at namimili ng beneficiaries na farmers?
Our farm schools they get accredited by DA, by the Department of Agriculture. And then I believe the schools are the ones that look for the beneficiaries. Tama ba po?
Has it been effective or it's new?
It's not new. Effectivity remains to be seen.
Yeah.
I think that might be a question of the design of the intervention. So, for example, most of what that trains in is in mechanization, I think, if I remember correctly. Whether or not the farmers utilize the training to increase their yield, remains to be seen.
To know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yun po ang piece na hindi yung malinaw sa amin. But for this year, and I think that's also one of the reasons why part of the funding was returned to ATI, is ang menu po ng training ng ATI is a little bit wider, I think, than maybe what we have in terms of agriculture specific. Para mas madali pong i-track ang iba't ibang klaseng pangangailangan, whether this is soil health, right? Or general impact in terms of increasing yield and so on and so forth.
Last na, Mr. Chair,